Unfortunately, it's moving right in the path of where we need to exit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no other outlet, right?
No.
That's the outlet.
That's it.
Damn.
That is crazy. Look at that. Well, we saw some 4th of July. Yeah, we got the fireworks. We can go home now.
Yeah, thanks.
Emphasis on the fire. Good God. That's crazy.
Hello wonderful people, welcome to another episode on my YouTube channel. I'm Marvin. For those new to this channel, feel free to like my videos and click the subscribe icon. Our concentration will be on Lake Lanier. There's an episode I did on Lake Lanier when it claimed a life of a white father. Seems like the ancestors have spoken once again. 5 people almost lost their lives after a boat exploded on Lake Lanier. The 4th of July, a day usually filled with joy and celebration, took a terrifying turn at Lake Lanier. A boat unexpectedly exploded, sending shockwaves through the holiday atmosphere. 4 innocent people were caught in the blast and injured. Eyewitnesses were left stunned as they watched chaos unfold. Authorities rushed to investigate the situation. This tragic event serves as a reminder that even during festive times, safety should not be taken for granted. Let's all keep the injured in our thoughts and hope for a speedy recovery. Let's watch the following videos to the end.
When are y'all going to learn to keep y'all asses out of Lake Lanier? Oh my god. Unfortunately, with sad news, 7 people did get injured in a boat fire at Lake Lanier over the 4th of July holiday. Apparently, the boat exploded. There was like some fire, like 5-foot flames or something of the sorts. The Georgia Department of National Resources is reporting that the 23-foot cabin cruiser was being towed into Lane Shark Cove near Margaritaville. If you didn't know, if you're not from Georgia, Lake Lanier has like multiple different like little shops and restaurants that you can go to on the lake, and Georgia natives know to stay their behinds out of Lake Lanier because literally every single summer there are multiple deaths at Lake Lanier every year. Anyways, this is the area where the boat was being towed into. I'm assuming to like this docking area here at the Land Shark Bar and Grill. I'm assuming the boat was being towed in, like they're coming off the water for the day, and when the boat exploded, 5 people were taken to the local hospitals, and the injured suffered 2nd and 3rd degree burns, and there also were some people that suffered some very minor injuries as well. According to Hall County Fire Department, there was 5-foot flames that was surrounding the boat, which is absolutely insane to think about, and the victims range in ages of 45 to 5 years old. I hope that everyone is able to make a full and better recovery than what there was before. But once again, please stay out of Lake Lanier. Every year there is somebody either dying or getting seriously injured in Lake Lanier. Please stop going. And especially with them building that water park, please.
Do you believe in the ancestors of Lanier Lake? Why do I ask? Because another incident occurred at Lanier Lake. This time, a boat exploded on the water. You heard what I said. A boat exploded on the water. As a matter of fact, check this video out. Look at this. Check this out. This dude is calm over here. I would be gone. I would not be standing so close to that. What if there was an effect, one boat to the other and another one went up? Take a look at the size of these flames. There were 4 people on board at the time of the explosion. They all dove off the boat into the water per eyewitness accounts. Thankfully, they survived the explosion. They were then airlifted to local hospitals for evaluation. The cause of the explosion has not been determined at this time. But with the history of Lake Lanier, do you think the ancestors might have spoken or played a role in this? So the question needs to be asked. Why do people continue to go to Lake Lanier with all the tragic and unforeseen things that occur there?
Once again, y'all, another incident at Lake Lanier as a boat exploded on the water. On 4th of July, what could go wrong? As you see on a picture, it wasn't fireworks though, y'all. But somebody got to see fire. 4 people that were on this boat had to get airlifted after the incident, y'all. So prayers up to them people. People on the scene said they seen the people dive into the water to escape that fire. So they said this incident happened right around 7 p.m., y'all. So they don't know if this is a fuel line, a battery malfunction, or ignition misfire. Any one of them things could have made this junk catch on fire. Or it could be the ancestors, y'all. I still don't understand why people keep going to this lake. Like I said for like the 5th time, stop going to this lake. Incidents happen too often. When will people finally get it?
I just want to let everyone know that anybody who goes to Lake Lanier is hard-headed. First of all, Annabelle, did you do this? I'm starting to think Annabelle did this because Annabelle, the cursed doll, she went to the Nottoway plantation and did this. And I believe she did this too. Okay, I'm blaming her. I'm blaming the doll. I think her energy goes far and wide. I summoned her. I said, hey, if you need to go to Lake Lanier, go to Lake Lanier. And I don't wish harm on anybody. But why do y'all keep playing with cursed land? Why do y'all keep playing with land that has been tampered with, that has been turned into a drown town? And that is what Lake Lanier is. This is not a joke. Anybody who's from Georgia knows, see the news like multiple times a year, multiple times in the summertime. So this is not new. Like seeing Lake Lanier have their catastrophes, that's not new to us. That's not new to us Georgia locals, okay? But anybody who doesn't know anything about Lake Lanier, stop playing with this lake. Stop letting people convince you to go to the lake for a weekend trip or for a day trip. Stop it. It's not cool. I know that's like, we don't have a lot of water options. I'd rather y'all go to Savannah, go to Jekyll Island, if that's what y'all gotta do. But do not go to Lake Lanier. Stop it. It's a drown town. It's cursed. And I think Annabelle did her big one again, okay? I'm sorry. I think her energy just said, hey, go give Lake Lanier some of my cursed energy, because it's already cursed. The lake is cursed. This is not a joke. Go look it up. Go look up Lake Lanier right now and see all of the articles of people dying, death. This is not a joke. Okay, I think people think Lake Lanier is a joke. It's ha ha ha, go to Lake Lanier. It's not a joke. Don't go to Lake Lanier. Stop going to Lake Lanier. It's not funny anymore. It's just not. Don't go to Lake Lanier.
I usually mind my business, y'all, but there was an explosion at Lake Lanier today on July 4th. 5 people were severely injured in this accident. One of them was a child. They had to get airlifted to Grady. I don't know what it's going to take for them to shut Lake Lanier down, but it's like, bro, it's over. Bro, Lake Lanier got over 100 bodies on its own. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, every holiday, every fucking time somebody go out there and do an event, do something, anything at Lake Lanier, somebody is severely injured or they're unalived. And I just think it's crazy. I don't know what kind of bad energy is at Lake Lanier, but they need to shut that shit down. Well, actually, I know what kind of energy is. It's karmic energy that's there. But black people, we know this shit. But I'm talking to everybody else. But everybody else, stay the fuck off Lake Lanier. Just please. Please, please, please. The shit ain't worth a damn. You liable to lose your life out that motherfucker, okay? Stop going to Lake Lanier.
So let me get this straight. Y'all took y'all asses to Oscarville, what was once an all-black city. I'm not finna call it Lake Lanier. I'm gonna call it what it is. Y'all took y'all asses to Oscarville to celebrate your independence in a city that was once populated with all black people, to celebrate your day. And it was destroyed by people that look like you. You can't make this up. What did you expect to happen? Y'all just ain't gonna learn, is you?
Lake Lanier has to have one of the creepiest histories that I've ever heard, y'all. Underneath Lake Lanier is a whole city. Now, this was a part of Georgia that was very much racist. If you know Forest County, Georgia, Lake Lanier is basically the city that was underneath there. This happened in the early 1900s. All of the Black Americans that lived there were driven out of the area and forced either by unaliving them, threatening them, or other things to leave. This is Black AF History here on the TikTok shop, the unwhitewashed story of America. I definitely recommend you guys checking it out. But basically, this area had a lot of, KKK involvement, and they would come in raids and mobs and burn down the cities. And whenever Black people would try to, fight against or fight back, they would unalive them. And this was their way of teaching them a lesson. Now, all of these things, the graveyards, the schools, everything is underwater, and it is now Lake Lanier. And the creepy thing about Lake Lanier is a lot of people think that it might be very much haunted because of all the systemic racism and history of racism that happened in that area. As y'all know, Lake Lanier is where Naya Rivera lost her life, I believe. And a lot of other people, a lot of suspicious unalivings have happened in that lake, and to the point where they really don't understand, or there's strange things that happen, crashes, like plane crashes that just happen to be there. And it's pretty much just a huge graveyard in the water. Because of the way that it's made. They can't even recover the remains sometimes because of the depth of the lake. Now, it is a man-made lake, but basically they flooded this area to cover up what happened to the Black Americans in this area during that.
Lake Lanier, located in Georgia, was created in the 1950s by flooding several communities, including the majority Black town of Oscarville. Over 1,000 people were displaced, and the remains of homes, churches, and cemeteries still sit beneath the waters, known for a high number of drownings and boat accidents. Many people believe Lake Lanier is haunted by the past. Why do people still keep insisting to going to Lake Lanier? Did Annabelle do this? I really don't get it. Every story about Lake Lanier is tragic. Lake Lanier is also known as the Lake of the Dead. Is this time or just an urban legend story? People actually need to stop going near the lake. Stay tuned to get another episode on Lake Lanier. After this, will you still visit Lake Lanier? Share your opinions on the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you, family. Bye.